Hey guys, welcome back to the nest. So today we're going to go a little bit of a different route and I'm just kind of reflecting and watching things out my window, which is nice. What I wanted to say is that even though you have been saved, there's no doubt, you know you've been saved, you love God, you're in a relationship with Him, sometimes we just fall away from Him. We pull away, we let life get in the way, we get too busy, or you need sleep like me, so you try to get more sleep, and you can make up all the million reasons why you've pullen away from God. But He just kind of spoke to me and said, you know, just because you find yourself in those places you thought you've dealt with before and you thought you've overcome, or you've been praying about it and you've been putting it down time and time again, we all mess up and we all fall short. And sometimes when you find yourself in those places that you don't want to be, you start to question whether you're a Christian, whether you're saved, whether you've been healed or this has been dealt with. I thought you remember praying about it and you remember putting it down time and time again. But I just want you to know that because you find yourself back in those old positions where you're picking that thing back up again, it doesn't mean that you're not a child of God. It doesn't mean that you have not been healed of this. It just means that when you pull away from God, or you don't walk next to Him and abide in Him daily, and you start to get relaxed in your walk with God, that's when the enemy is able to creep in slowly and just pull you further and further away from God. And then he just attacks you, and he knows your weaknesses. And so I'm not blaming it on him that you've done what you've done, or you've fallen short, or you've been back in your old sin, or that you're not a new creature or whatever in Christ. But he's not smart. He's going to go after our weak spots, and who knows how long that will go on. For some people, they get healed and delivered right away. For some people, I believe that it will always be a fight, and as long as they're here, and an ongoing battle with Satan over those weak areas that he knows about in your life. And that's okay, because perseverance creates character, and you learn so much through this journey. And it can get tiring of dealing with the same things over and over and over and really defeating. But if you just continue to pursue and remember that you are a child of God and you do belong to Him, and just because you mess up doesn't mean that you aren't a Christian, or you aren't a child of God. It just means that Satan knows your vulnerability, and you need to keep guard over that a little bit better, and stand guard and walk with God and abide in Him every single day, and not get laxed on that. Now, we all do in our Christian walk. It's gonna happen, but it's all meant for a purpose and a reason, and it produces character no matter how long we have to deal with it. It may never disappear. It may be a fight for you till the day you die on that thing that you tend to go to when life gets rough. We try to handle things on our own, and what happens, or what I have found in my walk, is when I begin to pull away from God, or I pull away from my studies, and just get relaxed and everything, maybe miss a day or two of speaking with Him and being with Him, you think, no big deal. And then it turns into more, and then more. And then what happens after that is your old thought process begins to happen as well. And the enemy is able to speak things to you, those lies to you. And it's just the same old routine. Nothing is new. Like, my same thoughts go back into my head. He tempts me with the same things, with all of my weaknesses. He knows them. So he'll tempt you with that, and there's just nothing new about the whole process of what happens. And it starts in your head. You'll turn to the same habits. We'll try to handle it on our own. You might even isolate yourself, but I encourage you, if you're in that spot where you can't get into your word, you can't seem to pray, you have allowed Satan to tell you these lies and you're believing them like you're not a child of God. I've been in relationship with God for a long time, and I can truly say that yes, I still mess up in certain areas that I should not be, and I've dealt with a long time ago, and I don't know how long these fights will go on. I'm okay with that because I know that fighting temptation and resisting it is producing character inside of me, and I want to be ready for when that day comes of going home. So everything that I go through with these shortcomings, each time I feel like I learn something new, and it just helps me. Now, you would think that I would be able to remember those things, but you don't. You forget of why you left that spot, why you left that life, why you put down those things, and you pick them back up again, and then you remember quickly, oh yeah, okay. Like, if you sit there and dwell on it, then I think you give the enemy the upper hand and let him knock you down and continue to keep you down. The idea is to get back up, remember what God has told you, because those things are true. Dust yourself back off and continue to fight. It's all of those downfalls and sins and different things that you have to go through help you to grow in Christ. It helps you to trust in Him, helps you to produce the character that you need, and it's just part of the journey of walking with Him and learning different things about Him and who He is, and also about yourself. Jesus's arms are open all the time, and you can get back on your feet and continue to walk with God, no matter where you are or how far away you feel like you are or where you've gone. And it's not the end. Don't give up just because you've been walking around the same mountain forever and forever and forever. I think the idea is to continue to love through this whole process. Love yourself first, and so you're able to love others, and grow through all of this, and share your journey with other people to sharpen them. And just, you have so much to offer other people, and nothing we go through is going to be wasted. So try not to focus on your shortcomings or the things you mess up at, or maybe the same mountain you're going around, but learn from it. Take what you can from it. Like, don't let your mistake be wasted. Sometimes you forget and you have to be reminded, so God takes you back to that place, and it's not to discourage you or to ruin you, but to remind you that He has brought you out of there. And keep reminders out front of why you've put down those sins or why you've put down that lifestyle, so you don't go there again. But it's okay. The Israelites constantly needed to be reminded, and I'm not saying to be like them, but we're all humans and it happens. I enter a room and forget why I'm even there, so I definitely am always needing reminders. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you don't have to wait to find purpose and joy in this life, to wait for certain things to happen. You can do it in every season of your life, even if it's not the season you want to be in. God has us through good seasons, and He has us in bad seasons and sick seasons for whatever reason. So I hope that with this you're encouraged, and if you have any questions or comments, just put them in below. Message me. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram. So share your story. Don't hide behind it. Don't isolate yourself. I would love to hear how your walk is going with Christ and the things that you've learned. It's certainly not easy, but it's worth it. 100% worth all the fight and the struggle and putting down of yourself so that you may glorify God. Keep going and don't give up. God has a plan for you.